Good morning, friends across the globe, and it's a very, very cold morning on the 2nd of January. I just thought we'd call in and just have a quick chat, say a few things about the new year, how we think it's going to pan out, and what it means in the scheme of things. And it's a funny thing, I was thinking about this. The year almost conspires, festival things, dates almost conspire to keep us busy, don't we? Have you noticed that in the Northern Hemisphere, in the Christian calendar especially, not much happens in summer, does it? And then when you get to the end of the year, we get like Halloween, and then you've got Thanksgiving in the States. We've got bonfire night in the UK. Places across the globe, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, but even down in the South, have their own festivals. Then we come up to Christmas and New Year. And then the rest are sprinkled out over the remaining few months of summer and the better weather. It's like the world has said, okay, you've had a nice summer, you've had a nice dry season, a nice warm season. Now it's going to be a little bit grim. So what we'll do, we'll kind of give you a few things just to celebrate, a few things to occupy your mind. So all this comes within the colder, wetter months, especially up here in the north of Europe, and even more so in the far north of Europe, where we get these long, long days in summer when Molly and I are out here 10 o'clock at night and it's still light and we're still wandering about, and then in the summer months come 3:30 it's dark, and it's like the world is saying, we'll give you something to brighten you, because we know the winter months can be grim and dark and cold and you don't know what to do with yourself, and the only thing you can do is lock yourself behind closed doors and drink coffee and drink tea and drink beer and drink wine and drink gin and read books and stare at the television and stare at the fire and grumble with your relatives and grumble with your loved ones and sit with your dogs wishing you could take them out, but it's raining and it's wet and the dogs are looking at you as if to say, I want to go out, but you can't do because it's too grim out there. So what the calendar does, it gives us something to occupy our minds. And that's what's happened. And now, after winter, after Christmas, after New Year, we have this long hiatus, don't we? We have this long pause. And during this long pause, before spring kicks in, when the world comes alive again, because the world's asleep at the moment, isn't it? The world is dormant, everything is dormant, the plants are dormant, most of the mammals are dormant, everything is dormant, the few birds in the trees, there's not many of those, and it's quieter and it's still, and like a day like today, where the sun is only just coming up above the hill behind me. But it's a completely blue sky, so it is actually a beautiful, beautiful day. But it's cold, it's very, very cold. The sun's coming up, and even when the sun comes up, it will add colour and light to the landscape. But it won't add much warmth. It will creep up a couple of degrees in sympathy with us out here, wrapped up in our bobcaps and our scarves. And all the time it's coming up. All the time the sun is coming up. I can actually stand here and watch it coming up slowly. It's filling out all the time. It really is. I could stand here and watch it for ages, but it's just above there, so I can actually see the roundness. I can see the shape. I can't see a thing now, I'm looking at the camera, but I can see the roundness. I can see the shape of the sun. I won't surely, when it come right up, see things like that. We have to take a moment to appreciate things like that. A rising sun, where it's so, you can see it because it's kind of half eclipsed by the hillside. You can see the shape. I can see the shape of it there. Not just a bright light in the sky, but something well defined. and giving us heat and giving us life, our big friend, all those 93 million miles away. But then we've got this, like I say, we've got this pause now, and I'm coming up to a line of shrubs on my left and trees, low trees, and this is where I first see the buds, and the first buds I see are always the rhododendron. We're coming up to a bunch of rhododendron that stretch probably 100 yards in front of us. There's beech to the left, all dry, and the leaves are golden brown and crisp. They look like you could just flick them and they would turn into dust. And here we come up to the rhododendron, and it's be cold, and the leaves are kind of limp, but pretty soon there will be fat buds on them. But those buds, of course, will be nipped in the bud. But it is this long wait, isn't it? This 3 months wait. And I come out in the new year I start looking for new life. I start looking for autumn buds and new leaves tightened up on the branches of the trees. And I know I'm not going to see them, but it's like this hope, this not wanting to miss the first ones, to celebrate spring coming in, because spring is my favourite time of the year, when everything's coming alive. Not just the leaves and the trees, but the creatures. When you wake up early on a spring morning, on an early spring morning, and you hear one bird, and you wake up early, it's 5 o'clock and you've woke up. I can hear a bird over here, 2. Can you hear them? Fantastic. When you wake up and you hear one, and then another one joins, because they all get out of bed at different times, because all these birds, they go to work, they start work at different times. So one gets up at 5 o'clock, another one gets up at 5:30, and then this cacophony builds until within an hour it is absolutely a cacophony, a noise, a symphony, and and I love that. So that's waking up. The deer come out, because this is a time when new birth starts, and it's new birth in the nature, in all forms of nature, the flora and the fauna. So the animals up here, we've got lots and lots of sheep and deer. So that's what I see. I'm waiting for the first lambs in the field. I see the first deer with the young walking about, and we get to know them. I've been up here so long, I know them. There's a mum, and she has 2 every year, and we see them every year in these fields. And then she's on her own again as they wander off. I don't think they go very far, because there's lots of deer around here. But then she'll come back again the year after with 2 more. And it's like a rejoicing. It's like, if we didn't see that, it would be almost like the end of the world as we know it, wouldn't it? End of life, just because you're waiting for that routine that's going to trigger those feelings of, like, my feelings of optimism and hope. And I think that's what nature brings us. I think that's what new life brings us. It affects us. It affects me anyway. It lifts my mood. It gives me optimism coming out of the dark of winter. And I don't really, a lot of people do. I've done a video about sad, but I don't suffer from anything like that. I'm pretty okay all year round, but there is this overlying, almost oppressive atmosphere about winter sometimes, where you feel like the world ends at the treetops. You feel as though that's kind of pressing down, the universe is pressing down on us a little bit, compressing us, making us smaller, making us less, isn't it? It's like the world is making us less, it's pressing down, it's keeping us from rejoicing. You've had your rejoicing. Nature gave us those little festivals at the end of the year. Now it's saying, no, you must wait. No, you must wait. Because the reward after this waiting is greater than you can imagine. Because it's fresh every year, it's new every year, it's a new rejoicing every year. It doesn't feel like a regular occurrence. It doesn't feel like, you know, a birthday or a Christmas. It doesn't feel like that, because that is a celebration that we do within ourselves. It doesn't manifest. It only manifests in what we make it. The decorations we put up, the presents we buy, the celebrating we do. But nature isn't like that. Nature celebrates for us. Nature celebrates and says, you are the audience, stand there and rejoice in our celebration. And I think it's wonderful, and I can't kind of talk enough about it. I get enthused, I feel enthused now. There's this optimism now. As soon as we come out of Christmas and New Year, I get this automatic optimism, this waiting in this hiatus, this quiet moment in time in the year. I'm just waiting for things to come. I'm waiting to see those buds, because I look round now at these bare trees behind me, but I know that in another 3 months they will be covered in young growth, bright green, lime green, vivid growth. And I know it's inevitable. So it's a kind of, it's not if, but when. I know it's inevitable, so I can sit back and relax and think, oh, and I don't need to think, oh, I hope this happens this year, because it will. I know it will. And all I need is patience, and all I need is to fill my time between now and then with constructive thoughts, because winter can be a time that drags you down, because we're coming out of the dark nights now, but we still have them. This time of year is when we're going to get the really cold weather, we're going to get the snow. There's kind of balls of kind of snow and hail on the floor around me now, but we've forecast it. The ground's hard. It hasn't been up to now, but it is hard now, because it's about -2, I think now, it says on my phone. So we've got this period now that still can be difficult, getting up, putting all this layers of clothes and going out knowing you're going to be cold, travelling in a wintry monochrome landscape, getting into wintry monochrome towns and cities, and sitting in wintry monochrome offices, coming out into a dark landscape because the sun's gone down before you finish work. But we are going to come out of it, and it's inevitable. And this grass now that's around me, that's pale green and almost white, you can make out the green through the white, but it's more white than green, will be greener than green, will be so lush and bright that it will dazzle your senses, the colours of the leaves and the trees and the sky will be so bright, it will be almost a preternatural landscape, something that shouldn't be, something that you think, wow, I didn't expect that, because we've had this hiatus, haven't we? So when it does come, it is a bit of a surprise, and you think, wow, look at that, look at the colour, isn't it fantastic? And we rejoice, and so we should. It's wonderful. We love it. And even the sounds are different. I'm crunching now, and it's like, you expect it, don't you? My feet are crunching along the hard, packed ground that's covered in hailstone that's fallen during the night, and it's crunching in a landscape that's quiet and still, very quiet, very still. And I know that in another few months I will be going across soft ground. The sound of the land underground under my feet will be different, and the landscape, the sounds in the landscape will be different. This is where I'm standing now, and it's still, it's very still and quiet. The sky's blue, but it's a pale blue, it's a winter blue. Everything's covered in kind of this patina, a white patina, rather than a verdigris patina. And everything's covered in that, and it's quiet. And it'll be different. It will be so different it will just, spring explodes. And that's what we're waiting for. And I just wanted to come out and say that this morning and just rejoice a little bit in the wait, in the expectation. Isn't it great? We have to wait now. We have to stand about and wait and drink tea and drink coffee and drink wine and drink beer and drink gin and drink nothing and drink water and stare out at this landscape that in its own way is beautiful, isn't it? Of course it is. Winter landscapes are beautiful, but they have a different character. Winter landscapes are, even the most beautiful winter landscape can feel foreboding and constrictive and pressing in. And then the sun comes and the leaves come and the mammals come playing in the fields and everything wakes up and it's different. It's like this lid has been taken off the world and it's gone, go on, you can have your fun now, have another summer now, off you go, run about, because winter will come again and those winter festivals will come again that herald the end of the year and herald that dark period and herald that wait. But it will come, spring will come. And I will come out here like I have done every year on my videos, and I will rejoice in the first buds of spring. And that's all we're waiting for now. And it will come, it's inevitable. And I suppose I can enjoy this. I can enjoy this, but I can't deny that I'm just waiting for spring to come. But the world's still a fabulous place. And Molly's enjoying it. She likes this weather, she likes the crunch under her feet, she likes the freedom. And that's all I wanted to say. And we shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.